Welcome back to ringside at the Royal Albert Hall in London for this evening of World Championship Boxing. Chris Eubank, a man that we've seen before on Pro Box, against former British title challenger Johnny Melfah of Gloucester. And this really, as we will establish, Melfah's last hurrah. And coming down from the dressing rooms, there is Johnny Melfah. Challenged Harold Graham for the British title. And truth to tell, Melfah on that night did not do himself justice. Was stopped in 5 rounds. Last fight was also stopped. And now for the 28-year-old, the moment of truth against the top-ranked challenger in the UK, Chris Eubank. Johnny Melfah, 28 years of age, 13 bouts, 10 wins, and 3 defeats. And all those defeats inside the distance. Having said that, though, he can hit. Of those 10 wins, 8 have come by the short route. And Chris Eubank taking a last rinse before getting into the ring. 23 years old, from Brighton, unbeaten as a professional. Well, we've seen his last couple of fights here on Pro Box. At Basildon, Ron Malik, Jean-Noel Kamara had the York call, neither went the distance. Let's give way now to our MC, Alan Hughes.
With the multicoloured shorts from Gloucester, Johnny Melfah. And his opponent in the blue corner with the white shorts from Brighton, Chris Eubank. At the weigh-in of 11 o'clock today, Melfah scaled 11 stone 10 pounds, Eubank 11 stone 9.5 pounds. Your referee for this contest is Tony Walker, and your timekeeper...
Tony Walker, referee for this scheduled 8-round middleweight bout. Johnny Melfah with just a half-pound weight advantage. Now, Chris Eubank on the left really is a thinking man's boxer. Every punch is pre-planned. He boxes a bit like the way Steve Davis plays snooker. Nothing is wasted. Not a punch is thrown without Eubank taking into account the effect of that punch and his next punch too. Eubank in the white trunks, the Harlequin shorts worn by Gloucester's Johnny Melfah. There we go, identifying both boys for you. 10 seconds gone, not a punch thrown in anger yet. Spent a lot of his earlier career in the United States, did Chris Eubank. His brother Peter, incidentally, was the first man ever to beat Barry McGuigan. And you can almost hear Eubank's brain just ticking over, figuring out what punch to throw next, using the ring. Weird to watch, but very effective. And Melfah, not surprisingly, looking just a little bit apprehensive. Now, Tony Walker has said, gentlemen, you're not at the Old Vic, you're at the Royal Albert Hall, you're in a boxing ring, so let's see some action. Not acting, but action. I tell you this, if Chris Eubank ever met Harold Graham, which is not beyond the realms of possibility by any manner of means, you could almost see a 12-round title fight without a punch being thrown. But as I'm sure you will already have gathered, Eubank does not waste a punch. And that glancing right-hander was the first time inside the last 30 of this first round. That was the first time that Melfah connected. Eubank with his right hand cocked, ready to throw the big bombs. And you'll have the chance in this round. We're right by the bell, our ringside commentary position. There it goes, end of the first. Well, difficult to score a round like that, but I guess I've got to give that on punches thrown. Not that there were very many of them. Not to this man, Johnny Melfah, but to Chris Eubank. There's Melfah's record, ranked 7th in the UK by our statisticians, Boxing Monthly. And for all his years, not many fights. And Chris Eubanks, #1 challenger in the UK, 17 fights, 17 wins. Darky Smith in the white singlet, working in his corner.
Round 2.
Well, Melfah, as yet, has come nowhere near figuring out how to unlock Eubank. And I think the advice, had I been his second, would have been to, well, let's quit pussyfooting around and let's get in there and sling some leather and see what happens. Now, I don't know whether you can hear huge cheers behind me. That's not for the action in the ring. Don King has just shown up. Would you believe he's sitting right behind us? So there's going to be Mr. King expressing opinions left, right and centre before very long. Almost balletic, isn't he, Eubank, in his movements? I guess you can argue the toss, whether it's pretty, whether it's effective. But 17 fights, 17 wins, that tends to speak for itself, doesn't it? And Melfah, by comparison, is static. Well, a lot of boxers have been called cat-like in the past, but the way that Eubank moves, sinuous, graceful, it is almost feline. And Melfah still very tentative. Because he must realise that if he tries to open up, that might give Eubank just the opportunity he's looking for. But Eubank must know that for Melfah, if the Gloucester boy loses this fight, it's difficult to see where he can go in the boxing game. So Melfah not only fighting to win tonight, he's fighting for his future in the pro ring. Because as anybody will tell you, it's hard to come back. But you've got to say that Eubank in the white shorts in control at the moment. Peekaboo. Swivel hips. End of the second. Once again, if you're a Eubank fan, never a dull moment. I've got to go along with him and give him that round too. Just a reminder of the scoring system in British rings. The winner of a round gets 10 points, the loser 9.5. But if there's a knockdown, then the man who is knocked down just gets 9 points. Only one scorer in Great Britain, and that is the referee, although we will have a slightly different system when we get to the world title fight, but I'll tell you more about that nearer the time. Some of the action from that second round. And it has to be said that Eubank, seen here, totally in control. Into the third, we're scheduled for 8. There's a bit more like it. Well, the pace had to pick up sooner or later. Touch of desperation about Melfah now. Just cannot fathom out Eubank at all. You see a little bit of blood on the white shorts of Eubank, that coming from Melfah's nose. And you can't help but feel for poor Johnny Melfah at the moment, because in meeting Harold Graham, he met one of the true characters in the British ring, and now, lo and behold, he's up against another man who makes Graham look almost ordinary in terms of his gestures and his fighting style. And for the first time, Melfah gets through. Earns a cheer from the crowd. And Eubank hamming it up. What they call showboating in America. Crowd don't like it. I don't know what they make of him in America, or what they did make of him in America. Who's the weird limey? Well, I can tell you the weird limey in the driving seat here at the Royal Albert Hall. Well, the crowd really don't know what to make of this either. A few scattered boos. And the repair work to Johnny Melfah's nose. Nothing serious. That is an occupational hazard, really. And that was the first time that Melfah got through. He said, enough of this, wham, unloads the right hand. And that at long last, and dare I say it, not before time, gave Chris Eubank time to realise that it takes two to make a fight. Well, the scars of battle on Melfah's face. As I say, he's only had 13 bouts, look as though he's had 2 or 3 times that number. But he's got to go some, because I've given every one of the completed 3 rounds up to now to Chris Eubank. Once again, the right wobbles him. That clearly is Melfah's big weapon. That definitely caused just a wee wobble. Well, never down. Obviously never stopped with an unbeaten record, Chris Eubank, but he was made to think a little bit there. Well, almost imperceptibly, Eubank trying to pick the pace up. He's got to watch out for that big right hand of John Melfah's. Referee Tony Walker judges that was delivered with the inside of the glove. The score points must, of course, be delivered with the knuckle part. And again, he's got him. Well, Eubank is paying the price for overconfidence and getting just a little bit careless. Now, that's the 3rd time in this bout that he's been clipped by a right, and he must realise now that if he's careless and hangs his chin out, that was no knockdown, incidentally, just a slap. Eubank again wrestled his man to the canvas, but he's got to realise, Chris Eubank, that if he does get careless and hangs his chin out, he could pay very dearly, because Melfah can take you with a single shot. Now, Eubank's dignity clearly stung by those rights. He's got him with the right hand, and he's down. And Melfah is going to struggle to beat this count. He's counted out. The legs are like jelly. And in the 4th round, Chris Eubank makes it win number 18 out of 18. Bang. Knockout. Well, either like him or love him, and he's a frustrating character, but there's no doubting that Chris Eubank surely is one of the most exciting and unusual prospects in the British middleweight division. Well, 3rd time we've seen Chris Eubank, and he keeps getting better and better and better. And I don't doubt that on future Pro Box promotions, we'll be seeing a lot more of him. Sympathetic round of applause for Johnny Melfah. Must be a big question mark now over his career. Well, we'll be right back. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with more boxing action from the Royal Albert Hall.